Alright, we're back. Hopefully, this is the final part. Now, I don't know your name, so we're just going to call you BW. As BW stated, these four things have no Torah background. Well, let's go to Deuteronomy. And this is just what's in the book I'm reading right now. I didn't even find these ones. These are other ones that I didn't find. Alright, so Deuteronomy 12, 29 through 32. Okay. Abstain from abominations of idolatry. That's the eating animals that are sacrificed to pagan gods. $12.29 Deuteronomy. When Yahovah your Elohim does cut off from before you the nations which you do go to dispossess, and you dispossess them and dwell in their land, guard yourself, that you are not ensnared to follow them after they are destroyed from before you, and that you do not inquire about their mighty ones, their idols, saying, how did these nations serve their mighty ones, and let me do the same too. There's some more references, prophets and more Torah. Do not do so to Yahovah your Elohim, for every abomination which Yahovah hates they have done to their mighty ones, for they even burn their sons and daughters in the fire to their mighty ones. But let's try Exodus 34, 14 through 16. For you do not bow yourselves to another mighty one, idol. For Yahovah, whose name is jealous, is a jealous El. Lest you make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they whore after their mighty ones, and slaughter to their mighty ones, sacrifice animals to their mighty ones, and one of them invites you, and you eat of his slaughterings, and you take of his daughters and for your sons, and his daughters whore after their mighty ones, and make your sons whore after their mighty ones. So, there it is in the Torah. Let me see if I can get something a little more English for you. Pull out the old King James. Alright, Exodus 34. Exodus 38, 32, 33, 34, 14. For thou shalt worship no other God, for the Lord whose name is jealous is a jealous God. Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go a whoring after their gods, and do sacrifice unto their gods, and one call thee, and thou eat of his sacrifice, and thou take of their daughters. So there you go. You said it's not in the Bible, but right there it is clearly. They didn't make this up. What the heck. We'll do one more just because there's a bunch. Numbers 25. 1 through 5. And Yasharel dwelt in Shittim, and the people began to whore with the daughters of Moab, and they invited the people to the slaughterings of their mighty ones. There you go. Sacrificed animals to idols. And the people ate and bowed down to their mighty ones. Thus Yasharel joined to Baal Peor, that's the Lord, And the displeasure of Yahovah burned against Yasharel. And it goes on through 5, and they all get killed for eating sacrificed animals to pagan gods. Strangled animals. Let's see. Leviticus 17:10. 13 is our main verse, but we're going to read a couple. I'd like to get a little context. Any man, so we got Leviticus 17:10, and any man of the house of Yasharel, or the stranger who sojourns among you, who eats any blood, I shall set my face against that being who eats blood, and shall cut him off from among the people. For the life of the flesh is in the blood, and I have given it to you upon the slaughter place to make atonement for your lives. For it is the blood that makes atonement for life. Therefore I said to the children of Yasharel, no being among you eats blood, nor does any stranger who sojourns among you eat blood. And any man of the children of Yasharel, or from the strangers who sojourn among you, who hunts and catches any beast or bird which is eaten, shall pour out its blood and cover it with dust. For it is the life of all flesh. Its blood is for its life. And I said to the children of Yasharel, do not eat the blood of any flesh, for the life of all flesh is its blood. Anyone eating it is cut off. Genesis 9:4. But do not eat flesh with its life, its blood. And for you to kind of say that, well, maybe it means blood. All right, let's do some Erva matters, shall we? Refrain from fornication. Leviticus 18. Boy, it wants me to read the whole chapter. No one is to approach anyone of his own flesh to uncover his nakedness. That's Erva matters. The nakedness of your father or the nakedness of your mother you do not uncover. She is your mother, you do not uncover her nakedness. The nakedness of your father's wife you do not uncover, it's your father's nakedness. The nakedness of your sister, the daughter of your father, or the daughter of your mother, whether born at home or elsewhere, their nakedness you do not uncover. The nakedness of your son's daughters or your daughter's daughter, their nakedness you do not uncover, for theirs is your own nakedness. The nakedness of your father's wife's daughter brought forth by your father, she is your sister. You do not uncover her nakedness. The nakedness of your father's sister, you do not uncover, she is your father's flesh. Nakedness of your mother's sister, you do not uncover, she is your mother's flesh. So pretty much you can see we don't uncover the nakedness. Some people say that, to uncover the nakedness would be to have sex also, and I'm not going to go into that right now. And do not lie with male as with women. It is an abomination. And do not have intercourse with any beast to defile yourself with it. And a woman does not stand before a beast to mate with it. It is a perversion. Erva matters. Do not defile yourselves with all of these. For by all these the nations are defiled, which I am driving out before you. Thus the land became defiled. Therefore I punish it for its crookedness, and the land vomited out the inhabitants. But ye shall guard my laws and my right rulings, and do not do not do any of these abominations, the native nor stranger who sojourns among you, because of the men of the land who were before you had done all of these abominations, and thus the land became defiled. So let not the land vomit you out for defiling it, as it vomited out the nations that were before you. For whoever does any of these abominations, those beings who do them shall be cut off from among their people. And you shall guard my charge, and so as not to do any of these abominable laws which were done before you, so as not to defile yourselves by them. I am Yahovah, your Elohim. So we can clearly say that pretty much covers any kind of sexual deviancy. So looks like fornication is in the Torah. Strangled flesh, we already covered that, I believe. No? Yeah, we covered strangled flesh. And from blood. We'll start back at 21, and we'll just read 19 through 21 again. Therefore my verdict is that we do not trouble those from among the Gentiles who are turning to Yahovah. Rather let us write unto them that they should abstain from the abominations of idolatry, from erva sexual matters, from strangled flesh, and from blood. Because in every city Moses has been preached for generations, and he is read in the synagogue every Shabbat day, every Sabbath day. And that wasn't Sunday. So, the only way to hear the word, to hear the scriptures, to learn about the Messiah, was by hearing the Torah read in the synagogues. Looks like we're probably going to have to do one more part on this. But just kind of reiterating what I've just said, but we'll go through it again. So I'm going to start one final video.